before I start, I want everybody out there to keep in mind that we are very, very picky with these drivers, especially these two in particular. These two dudes are both successful Pro 1 drivers who know exactly what we're looking for and can both absolutely shred both lead and follow laps as we had seen all weekend. So we wanted a good goddamn show. So what I'm going to do here is break down the lead and the follow run for each driver based on all three judges' notes that we took during the event. So here we go. Alright, both drivers launched out of the hole like bats out of hell. Perfect. Now, pausing. As the style judge, I gave Adam a very, very slight advantage on entry since he was already in drift by the first set of cones, where Alec was early, just not as much as Adam was. Both line and angle were even at this point, as both entries were pretty similar. Now, also take note, the proximity. Alec is definitively closer than Adam was to him. Now, moving along to the outer zone, here's where the differences start to become much more clear. Both drivers missed the start of Zone 1, then the difference between the driving here is twofold. Now, as the style judge, Alec had a ton more commitment running up onto Adam to the outer zone from entry, where LZ had to play a bit of catch-up to get into the pocket to be closer to Alec. Now, as for line, both drivers' lead laps were off. Both of them missed the start of outer zone number 1. The big difference is Adam was a half car length more shallow than Alec's run was. Basically, all of outer zone 1, so Alec came out with the advantage there. Now, both drivers had similar angle, but because of LZ's shallow line, Alec wasn't able to really push up on Adam without getting choked up at the inner. With Alec on a better lead line, Adam was able to maintain more proximity, so advantage went to Alec on both runs for this one. Now, moving on to the inner clip, that shallow line that Adam was on also threw him about 3 feet off of the inner, where Alec was within inches. So, again, advantage Alec for the line and angle here. Style was even for me. Now, lead run wise on the next section, because Alec's line was on point coming from the inner, his flick to the touch and go was super sick, super committed, and he filled the entire thing with big angle. Adam actually overcame being off on the inner and nailed the outer touch and go. Now, breaking this down, you can see Adam shallow up to catch Alec, and Adam misses the touch and go while following, where Alec maintains through the touch and go following Adam to gain the advantage there as well. Now, coming into outer zone 3, again, both drivers are a bit late getting deep into outer zone 2, with Adam being quite a bit more shallow line-wise early on than Alec was. The big difference here is that Alec again has more commitment on transition while maintaining more proximity sooner than Adam's run did, with LZ playing a bit more catch-up after transition, so advantage to Alec on both lead and follow run. Now, both guys filling the outer zone, Alec maintains more proximity throughout the zone than Adam did, so again, advantage Alec. On the transition from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, both dudes absolutely slayed on their lead runs, and I actually gave the excitement points advantage to LZ for flicking harder and with more commitment during his follow run, where Alec bobbles a bit to settle into the pocket on his. Advantage LZ. Now here's where the controversy begins. Midway through outer zone 3, Alec is a bit too aggressive and has to correct, straightening his wheels but still maintaining drift, giving LZ the love tap heard round the world. Now, Alec doesn't completely straighten. We verified this with multiple camera angles before making this call. His wheels straighten a bit, but the car maintains drift. He taps LZ without LZ changing his line or angle, and they both finish the run. Now here is where the huge difference lies. And this circles back to us wanting to see exciting driving again. LZ was about a car and a half away from Alec on his chase run throughout outer zone 3, which isn't exciting, where even after the bump, Alec finished with more proximity than Adam did on his follow. Now, gigantic props to LZ for not taking the soccer fall during the tap and putting on a great show for everyone. This being said, follow car contact does not automatically mean that car loses as long as it does not completely mess up the lead driver's run. We want to encourage awesome stuff as long as it isn't destroying people's cars, their line, and or their lead runs. So, in closing, when comparing lead to lead and follow to follow like we did for every other battle in this event, Alec's lead run was much better for LZ to follow, but Adam lacked proximity at multiple points throughout his following run. where LZ was offline multiple times during his lead run, but Alec managed to be closer to him almost the entire time. Therefore, Alec's bubble tap at the end was not enough of a mistake to overcome Adam's multiple mistakes in both his lead and follow runs overall, so Alec got the win and the entire internet decided to hate us. This has been Officer Dan, and we'll see you for Klutch Kickers Round 2. Where I never, ever, ever want to make one of these videos again.